Aloha Shamans, and welcome to Simply Shaman. This is Tuesday night, January 23rd, 2024, and we're here live on YouTube. And our topic tonight is, what is Ascension? Yes, and I'm Dale Stacy, and my beautiful better half here is Jeanne Stacy. We are the Abbots of EarthStar Spiritual Center here in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the church was established in 2002. And Simply Shaman is a ministry, one of our aspects of EarthStar Spiritual Center, because we are a multi-faith church for living aloha. Yeah. So thank you for joining us tonight. So let's go through a few little slides tonight. I want to try to keep you no longer than 30 minutes if we can, and make sure you do your live chat with us as we go through our live chats, and we'll be sure to welcome you and let us know where you are, what's your name, where you're watching from. Okay? And also, this will be on replay later on for those folks that have missed it or you'd like to share it. And also, if you'd like to go back and replay to capture some of the slides and make some notes and make your notes a whole lot prettier. Okay, good. All right, so first slide tonight then. Let's talk about what we're doing. So here we are live on YouTube. Okay, let me get my slides. I'm still learning all the little things here. Okay, good. I think it's my first one. So let's think about aloha, because we talk about aloha. So we want to know what that means. Okay. So what is aloha from our sense? This is what our church interfaith perspective is all about. So aloha, starting with A, all loving creator. So as we think about it, just remember that God created everyone, everything, and everywhere. And from a 4D level, just think that God is in everyone, everything, and everywhere. And then from a 5D level, since we're being multidimensional, we know that God is everyone, everything, and everywhere. Okay? And then love, the L is love. Love is the eternal purpose of everyone and everything. And we share this love through our service to others. Okay? And then O is oneness. We are each an individual facet or unique expression of our one infinite creator. And we do this through our abilities, our gifts, our goals, our powers, our skills, and our talents. In other words, our earth superpowers. And as we have learned from the Maya, in Lakesh, Alaken, I'm another you, and you are another me. Okay? And then H is heart path. So we walk the path of the heart. We walk the talk, we talk the walk. In 3D, we're able to see, hear, and feel the love in every moment. And 4D, we sense, feel, and know the love in every moment. And then from a 5D perspective, we are the love in every moment. And then A, as above, so below, as within, so without. So the macros are reflected by the micro, and the micros are reflected by the macro. So that means everything we see and hear is a reflection of something larger, a larger pattern of life. Okay? So aloha. So we are a multi-faith church, living aloha, discovering our wholeness, because we're all whole. Remember, we're all one. And it's about harmony of mind, body, and spirit, which is the definition of shamanism. Okay? Because the mind creates something, imagines an image. The body takes that image and works and makes it happen. And then with all that energy built up to make it happen, then our spirit gets involved and inspires us and supports us and helps us to create whatever we wish to create. And then when it comes back down into manifestation, we see it. Maybe there's a little tweak we need to do or want to do. So we change the way we think about it. And the process continues. So as shamans, we consciously do this each and every day, because that's what we do. We're here to be simply shamans, ascended shamans, multi-dimensional shamans. Good. Love and welcome them here to the show.
We're glad y'all are here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Maybe your first time. Maybe you're here. You were here last week. So we appreciate your being here and hope that you will continue to support our channel.
Oh, thank you. Yes, indeed. All right, well, let's move on with our slides. I've got some slides for you tonight, trying to make this just like a classroom would be. So let's look at the next one. I did a show this past Saturday with Evangeline, and the show, I think we mentioned about the photon belt and mentioned about the galaxy and moving through the galaxy and how we do this. So I wanted to give you a picture in case you saw that video, just to let you know what I meant by this large donut, this large photon belt. So think of it as a belt that goes around the galaxy. Now, this particular picture is around the Pleiades, as we all make our orbits around Alcyone, which is one of the star systems in the seven sisters in the Pleiades. Okay, so look at this little belt that's around that entire constellation. Okay, so now let me give you another picture to help you to do that, because I said with Evangeline on Saturday, I said, to me, from my police perspective, it looked like a large donut. So think about a donut or an inner tube. Okay, and that's what's around our galaxy at this time, the Milky Way galaxy. Now keep that picture in mind with the inner tube with that big donut. Okay, and let me give you the next slide that'll take us to the galaxy. Okay, so imagine this is our galaxy. Okay, now let me go back. Okay, and imagine this donut. Okay, or this big inner tube is around our galaxy. Okay, now it takes us 250 million years to make a complete rotation around this galaxy. So just think, the point we are in the rotation, we were here 250 million years ago. So if you were here on Earth at that time, you were probably dealing with some dinosaurs and learning to run very fast and making yourself a very small target. Okay? So 250 million years it takes. So we have this inner tube or this donut that's across the galaxy. A photon belt then, it is just an area, this inner tube or this donut just has very dense light. And of course, this light is what helps us to make our ascension, okay? In many, many ways. And according to some people, this light could last for 1,000 years, or it could last even more than 1,000 years, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 years, depending on how thick it is. So perhaps it could be some sort of a correlation with what we hear in the Bible about living 1,000 years in peace and love and joy. Okay? So that's the same kind of a thought form there. So as we make our way through this photon belt, which we probably got very close in 2012 with the Mayan calendar years, we crossed over and went through that winter solstice to begin a new time of ascension consciousness about it. So we've kind of been making our way toward and through the outside edges of this photon belt. Okay? And as we go through this photon belt with all this incredible light, we're going to have some fantastic, not only visions, meditations, realizations, manifestations. Our superpowers will evolve. The things that we'll know will be activated, just like when we sneeze. It'll be that simple as a sneeze. We'll just be activated and just know things. We'll be able to do things. So that's what this photon belt is all about. Now, just imagine this photon belt goes all the way across the galaxy. So that means every 125 million years, we would run into this photon belt and giving us a big lift in our ascension properties, our ascension consciousness. So that's what people are talking about, the photon belt in the galaxy. And that's what I referred to in the Saturday video. Okay. And remember, we're traveling almost 500,000 miles an hour through space, and we're rotating a little over 500,000 miles an hour. So whenever you think about you don't really go places, or you're not doing things, 24 hours ago, we are 12 million miles away from where we were 24 hours ago. So we do travel, we do change, and just think what kind of person you were 12 million miles ago as opposed to right now, and what kind of person you'll be in the next 12 million miles. Okay, so 12 million miles we travel every single day. So that's quite a journey we all take. Okay? All right, so we are here about what is ascension. Okay, and being the Abbots of EarthStar Spiritual Center, we've been doing this since 2002 with the Spiritual Center. And it is all about living with Aloha. And we went over at the beginning slide about what Aloha means to us and how we want to integrate this Aloha into every action of our life. Okay? All right. And so the book tonight that we're going to make reference to is called the Aloha book. And of course, Aloha in this book means exactly the same things we just went over. And it's about Ascension Shamanism, ideals of Ascension Shamanism. And I wrote this book in 2020, and the Amazon link is below in the show notes, as are all our contact information is below also. And so what this book, it was the first book in the Simply Shaman series. So We're now up to, I'm working on the fifth book in the Simply Shaman series. And this may be the last one. Who knows? You never say never, but this was the very first one that got it started and was more of a philosophical look about shamanism, about ascension, and it's answering the questions of who, what, when, where, how, and why. So that's what we'll be referring to tonight. And if you have this book, it's in the very first chapter there when it deals about what is ascension. All right, so Jeanne has got a nice little speaking voice and reading voice, so she's going to read something to you, and it's entitled The Greatest Show on Earth, just to give you a perspective of what's going on and to help you to elevate and ascend and expand your current stage where you think you are and where you think your destiny is leading. All right, sweetheart, go ahead.
And thank you to Amanda Todd, who wrote the foreword for this book. She did a great job. So if you have the book, I'm going to be reading from the introduction on pages 13 and 14 if you'd like to follow along. So the greatest show on earth, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. William Shakespeare. The show is an ongoing review with multiple variety performances day and night in every city, town, and hamlet. There is something for everyone. For those unable to attend physically, multimedia options are available for the asking. Thanks to a generous patron of the theater, everybody has access to the show. The tickets are for open seating and never expire. The show is interactive and everyone has input for every aspect of the production. What show is best? Who is in the show? When do we attend? Where is the best venue? How does the show work? Why is the show playing? And once there, each person chooses the seating. We decide to have refreshments, switch seats, leave at intermission, stay after for a backstage pass, or go home. We decide how we like the show and if we agree with reviews. We may even share with kith and kin what we loved about the show. The show is sponsored by the renowned executive producer, Love, also known as Aloha, and formerly known as God. The show is life. The show is life. The show is life. Ascension Shamanism is our ticket to experience the show and partake as we wish. Regardless of our level of participation, the show will go on. It's eternally funded. The doors will remain open regardless of ticket sales. The show is constantly updated with new actors and sets and sound systems. Keep an outlook for the spin-off book, movie, or off-Broadway production. The show is here and there to stay forever. It is with warm hands that we applaud one another for our efforts with any part of the show. At some point in life, we realize the show is very personal and could be titled The Story of Us. We reach a stage of growth when we recognize the actors and narratives in a familiar blend. We see the reflections. We hear the words. We feel the sensations. Our minds reel with possibilities, our hearts beat faster, our spirits soar, an awakening occurs. An inner switch turns on. We are the greatest show on earth. Ascension is here and now, right in front of us. Ascension is in every aspect of our lives. Figuratively or literally, ascension is real. We have a relationship with ascension, and shamanism guides us in developing this connection. We will examine this liaison with the relative perspectives of the what, the who, the when, the where, the how, and the why of shamanism. We are more ascension savvy than we realize. If we are willing to hear, see, or feel aloha in every moment, we can activate, accentuate, and accelerate our ascension. We are shamans of ascension. Please refer to the credits at the beginning of every production. You might notice each of our names as the executive producer, casting director, writer, and editor in our own show. In addition, every actor is an award-winning performer, reflecting every part of who we are. The show must go on, and it will forever. We can reframe our personal shows and edit at any time, but for now, it's red carpet time. Press the tux, shine the shoes, dig out the perfect pair of heels, color the hair, steam the most elegant evening gown. We've done a great job, and the Ascension Awards show requests our attendance. We can practice in the limo on the way. I would like to thank the Universal Academy.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for that wonderful reading. So remember, this is the greatest show on earth, the greatest show in this part of the galaxy, and perhaps the greatest show in our universe, in the multiverse at this time. Remember that you are every one of those people they list on a movie, executive producer, down to the security guard, down to the caterers. You're every one of those roles in your movie called your life. So as a shaman of Ascension, as a shaman of Aloha, make sure you're living the life that you want to live. Because we all know how to create. Remember, we know if we think it, our body acts, and then our spirit inspires, and that's how we create as conscious shamans. Okay. Yeah. Now, let me back up from the screen here, because my beautiful wife when we were rewatching the video from Saturday, she said, your head is really big. You need to back up away from the screen. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. Okay, good. All right, so let me get over here and try to find some chats and get the comments up. Oh, there we are. So thank you, Jimmy Neal, for being here. Thank you, Heidi Maria Night Owl, for being here. Thank you so very much. It's great hearing from you. Great seeing you. And now we've reached out to another state. So it's great that we have this means to be able to reach people who can't make it, could not make it here every Tuesday night for a physical meditation. So that's why we decided to expand ourselves in the cyberspace so that we could reach many more people. And according to the views that we've seen on some of the videos, we're already tripling the amount of people being exposed to the materials that were here in physical form. So that's not to say that we won't ever meet in physical proximity again. I'm sure we will during classes and retreats and things of that nature. It's just for now, this is just a new medium for 2024. We started the new project on Saturday with Evangeline because I had to wait till Aquarius turned over. Because we know Aquarius is about the airwaves. So had to wait till that beautiful air energy was here so that we could start and do the inaugural video presentation on that date. And we plan to do this every Tuesday night from 7 to 7:30. I know your time is valuable, so only try to keep you 30 minutes. And then on Friday night, that'll be from 9 o'clock to 9:30. So Friday night is about healing, so energy healing and shamanic life coaching. So if you have any questions, any healing we want to go through, not only for self, for others, and also we could collectively do a planetary healing also. But especially the shamanic life coaching questions, if you have that, you can ask them in the chat. We'll try to get to all that we can within that 30-minute period. And who knows, if we have a very vigorous chat, we may have to stay a little bit longer. And that's fine too. Okay, good. All right, so back to what we're doing tonight then. Let's show you another slide as we move on to the next presentation. Okay. So the greatest show on earth. Okay, now let's give a definition of ascension. Let me just give you a big picture in case you need to take notes and can't see it good on your phones. So what is ascension? Okay. It is a series of mental, physical, and spiritual steps marking levels of conscious awakening in love/aloha. Okay. And we can use the word love and aloha interchangeably. Okay. And you see there, I've got in parentheses the fuel. Okay. So love then is the fuel that helps us to have these mental, physical, and spiritual steps, marking levels of conscious awakening. So as with all things, some of us are super awakened. Some are mediocre awakened, while others are just now, they've hit the snooze button. They've hit the alarm clock 2 or 3 times and snoozed a couple of times. And maybe some of them have actually fallen back asleep. But hopefully they'll wake back up when the time's right. Okay? And so as shamans, we know that once we awaken, We don't want to go backwards. We want to go forward and expand up and out as we do as humans. Remember, we're little bitty babies and we expanded up and out. Okay, and that's what we want to do as a shaman. We want to expand up and out in our spiritual awareness, our ascension consciousness. Okay, because that's why we're here, to be shamans of ascension. Okay, good. All right, let's go back to another slide. Now, another way to think about ascension, and if love is sometimes confusing for people because love means so many different things to so many different people, let's use the word balance. Okay? Use the word beauty, compassion, happiness, harmony, joy, kindness, peace. Just a few of the words that would kind of fit into ascension. So when we talk about how can we use these words for that, or these characteristics or these traits, what we're speaking about is being able to see, hear, and feel with thoughts, words, and actions. When we think about beauty, let's use that for an example. And all these, you're only going to be able to experience the level of beauty that you have within you. An example would be a beautiful sunset. Now, if you have somebody who's a super, welcome, Kira. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good. Let's say you're looking at this sunset and you're a super shaman. So you have all this beauty within you. Well, you're going to think that's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. You're going to notice the clouds. You're going to notice the glint of the sunlight, the beauty of the rays. You're going to notice how it reflects off the water, off the landscape. You're going to notice it looks like somebody has just painted the sky with watercolors. It makes it ever so beautiful. So, and then we have somebody who's just a mediocre person. They only have mediocre levels of beauty within them. Well, they would go, well, yeah, that was a nice sunset. Yeah. Or didn't you think it was even better than that? Well, it was a nice sunset, compared to some other ones. So they're really only going to have a medium way of expressing that beautiful sunset because that's the level of beauty within them. And they're going to have somebody say, well, it was just a sunset. We have 365 of them every single year. It's just another day. It's just a sunset. So we know right then that obviously that person would have a very limited view of beauty, experience with beauty within them. So they're only able to see what they're able to see because of what rests within their own psyche, their intellect, their emotional field, their heart field, their mind, body, spirit, the thoughts, words, and deeds. Okay? So many, many ways to experience ascension, and many, many ways to experience it through your mind, through your body, through your spirit, through every thought, every word, and every action, because we are multi-dimensional people, and all of us listening to the show, we're multi-dimensional shamans. Okay, good. Thank you, Heidi Maria. Thank you. Heidi says this is so great, and thank you for sharing your time and teaching. So great that you're doing this on a donation basis for people. So reciprocate what they can. So appreciative. Thank you so very much. Yes, and if you'd like to donate to EarthStar Spiritual Center to keep the Aloha going, just check the show notes below and you'll see the link to a PayPal. So thank you very much for that Heidi Marie. Night Owl. Okay, good. Fire Owl, rather. You got 2 or 3 names, I suppose. Okay, good. All right, so that's what Ascension then give us that clue. Okay, all right, now let's look at the next slide. Now we're talking about ascension. So some people want to know, well, just what is ascension and what are the cycles we would go through? Now on the slide, you see that this is from the Law of One. This is from Ra. Ra, the Law of One materials. That was a set of channel materials in the early 80s. That's from, and Jim is still alive, and he still lives up in Louisville, Kentucky. So he's still keeping the Law of One organization going. You can check their website, L&L Research. Matter of fact, every one of the books that they've all written, they're all in print on PDF and they're free. So please, if you get a chance, donate to those folks. These are some wonderful books. The Law of One books with Ra, those are 5 books, and you can order those from them. If you decide to order the books, try not to order them through Amazon or another bookstore, or order it direct from them. And that way they would get all the profits for that. Okay, good. So it was, Don, Carla, and Jim. They were the 3s. Don was he was the questioner. Carla was the one who channeled, and Jim was the scribe. So he wrote down every single thing. So thank you, Jim, for doing that. Good. So the Law of One then, the Law of Ra. Ra is a 6D social memory complex. That's what they call themselves, because 6D is about unity. Okay? So in 3D, then, that's where we are. So we're in the cycle of self-awareness in 3D. And these cycles for us last for 75,000 years. And after 75,000 years, that's when we would have a chance to ascend. And we're coming up on this 75,000 years. So it's about time for all of us to make our ascension break. And those of us who have come here from higher densities, you've been here to serve. So you can imagine, surely we have at least 1 million people here on planet Earth out of the 8 billion who are ascended beings. And we're here to share our love and aloha in our own unique ways. Okay? Now, our next cycle that we would go to is 4D. And 4D lasts for 30 million years, because 4D is about love. So we're talking about 30 million years of learning about love, up, down, sideways, in between, all over the place and all around, before we're able to ascend to 5D. 5D is the cycle of wisdom and light. And we would stay there for 50 million years. And I know we have a lot of folks talking about how we will actually go from 3D to 5D, so perhaps we will. I think we had a class one time with Drungalo, and he said that since the human race has been messed with so much by so many people, it was almost like God was going to give us a reward. And maybe we would just skip right through 4D, or we wouldn't be there very long, maybe 2 years or so, and then we would get a chance to go into 5D. So, wow, that would be great. Go to the head of the class. Good. And then after 50 million years in 5D, we would then go to 6D. 6D would last for 75 million years. So this is how long at the end of all these years, this is when everyone that is within this energy sequence or this energy vibration, they would ascend one way or another. So they would either stay in that density field, or they would get to ascend to the next density field. Okay. So for instance, in 3D Earth, those of us, since Earth itself, Mother Earth, will be transforming to a 4D planet. So that means really nothing that's 3D is going to be able to survive to be here in that vibration, because the 3D vibration will not be here to give life to that anymore. So the souls and spirits that decide that they don't want to be moved to 4D by sharing love in their life, they'll just simply go to another vibration or existence in 3D. So again, we all have to be somewhere. And remember, we do this for all of eternity. Okay, good. All right, so next slide on that. Let me get my mouse to work. Okay, good. All right. And so with this one, we have the law of one. Now, how are we able to ascend? Well, we have to, according to Ra, again, we have to be at least 51% of service to others. And now most of us think, well, am I being of service to others at least 1% over half of the time that I live my day? Out of 24 hours, am I service to others? Well, most people almost sell themselves short, because you don't realize that if you're in a legal job, you are serving someone. I mean, even though you could be, pushing paper, you could be working in a cubicle, you could be a police officer, you can work on EMS, you could be in the military, a teacher, you could be a lawyer or a preacher. Everybody is serving someone else with whichever job you have. Okay, good. Thank you, Miss L. Graves, for being here. Thank you. So thanks for joining us tonight. Good. And if you came in late, remember, you can always watch the replay a little bit later on. I think YouTube usually posts it right away. So you can always get to that. Good. Oh, yeah. So Ms. L. Graves, the Ascension information I was going through, this comes from Ra, the Law of One Teachings. It's a series of 5 books that were channeled in the 1980s. Yeah, and you can purchase those books. Ra is the same Ra that we've talked about in the with the building of the pyramids in Egypt. And so Ra had they had developed some karma with some of the things that happened while they were here the first time. Everyone started to worship them as gods, and they said no, they're not gods. But however, since they started that energy in motion, they had to be here with humanity until we were able to realize their service and who they are. And I think that's pretty much been taken care of now, and they've moved on. But as they say in the 6D element or 6D density, we're all one. So there really is no moving away. And as we think about it, remember that we're all this giant diamond, right? So think of a giant diamond, and each of us are individual facets, okay, of our one infinite creator. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Started the class.
No, the book I had, thank you, Ms. Graves, thank you for that. No, the book I mentioned at the beginning of the class, that's the book I'd written back in 2020, and that's what Jeanne had read, the greatest show on earth was out of, and that's what was our outline for tonight. That's what is Ascension. Yeah, so thank you for that. Yeah, and the show notes, you can find the book and the link to that on the website. Okay, good. So 51% of service to others. Okay, now remember, some people do 51%. Some are going to do 60%. Some are going to do 80%. Some are going to do 90%. I mean, some are even going to do maybe 99 and 100% of service to others. I mean, they will definitely be getting an Andes Mint on turn down service for whatever they've done here on earth. So make sure you at least 51% of service. And remember, your job is very service oriented. It may not be the job that you had envisioned, the perfect job for you, but just know it is service to others. So make sure you understand you're doing that. And until you can find the perfect job for you, the one you want to ascend to. Okay, good. All right. And then the next slide. So I think we've almost used up 30 minutes of our time. I think, oh yeah, we're there, 31. So remember to subscribe to the channel, give us a like or a thumbs up if you will. Click the notifications for new videos. And if you want to do some meditations, we have 90 plus videos, meditations, shaman topics, qigong, tai chi. And so, and thank you for participating in the chat. And again, if you'd like to ask any questions, feel free to do that. And so thank you for being here tonight. And please join us on Friday. We'll be here at 9 o'clock to 9:30. And I'll send out a link to that. You can join us on Simply Shaman on Facebook. And I've got a link in the show notes for that. Okay, good. And so thank you for being here. Let me click. I'm getting used to all this clicking and stuff. And yeah, Jimmy. What do you say?
Oh,
love you. Love you too, Jimmy. Jimmy's our local artisan.
Yes, bring eggs.
Yeah, bring some eggs. Yeah, I'd like to see you. He's our egg farmer, our egg rancher. Yeah, bring us some nice, wonderful, holistic eggs. Okay? So join us on Friday for, and we'll be talking about energy healing and shamanic life coaching. And we'll do that again in a 30-minute format because we know your time is precious. And so we'll talk to you later. Thank you for being here. And let me give you another slide as we go out. And so many blessings and have a great week. And aloha.